let's discuss the golden rule. Not the one you were taught from the Bible, but the real one. He who has the gold makes the rules. And you don't come to the house of the guy with the gold and try to show him up. Especially in a language you don't actually speak very well. Zelensky, for all of his faults, should have just sat there and shut up. It's not just that we are sending arms to Ukraine, which we have obviously been doing, but we have also been sending food, medical supplies, paying their version of Social Security, basically keeping that entire country afloat financially and militarily. So you don't come to the house of the guy with the gold and disrespect him or question his people when he's the one keeping you going. This is the reaction of the Ukrainian ambassador as it's happening. And she knows what a disaster this is.
But I said to you, I want a ceasefire with guarantees. Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement. Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think. But I said to you, I want a ceasefire with guarantees. Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement. Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think. But I said to you, I want a ceasefire with guarantees. Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement. Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think. But I said to you, I want a ceasefire with guarantees. Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement. Ask our people about ceasefire. What?
She knew it was a disaster. Zelensky had been prepped by her and Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham came out and he was vehement about what had happened.
So, what I think? Complete, utter disaster. I've been to Ukraine 8 or 9 times since the war started. I understand the consequences of Putin's actions against Ukraine. I appreciate what the Ukrainian people have done. They fought like tigers. At the end of the day, I was hoping that this minerals deal, which would be transformative in the relationship, would go over well. I talked to Zelensky this morning. Don't take the bait. President Trump was in a very good mood last night. Somebody asked me, am I embarrassed about Trump? I have never been more proud of the president. I was very proud of J.D. Vance, standing up for our country. We want to be helpful. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelensky again. I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with. The way he handled the meeting, the way he confronted the president was just over the top. So I think the relationship between Ukraine and America is important, vitally important. But can Zelensky do a deal with the United States? After what I saw, I don't know.
And he did more to make this war happen than almost anybody else. This is the guy who went there with John McCain. And there's videos of him and John McCain with actual Yahtzee sympathizers in the Ukrainian army and in the political apparatus, by the way. They're run by Yahtzees, actual descendants of World War II German Yahtzees. Gee, I wonder why the Russians don't want them next door to them. We only lost like 25 plus million people trying to stop them the first time. So, even the guy who's done more than anyone else to make this happen, says you can't just come here and speak to the people who are giving you the gold like you are the one in charge. Yesterday was a huge mistake for Zelensky. I think it literally ended his political career, and there's a chance that it has ended his existence, because his usefulness to the people in charge over there may have just ended. Like I said, these are actual descendants of Yazis. German Workers' Party, National Socialist German Workers' Party. These are the actual adherents to the doctrine and descendants of these people. I know you can't find it very often in the news anymore. It was scrubbed. But before this ever happened, NBC did a wonderful series of stories about the Azov Battalion. That said, we've been keeping that country afloat, paying for their version of Social Security, their pensions, making sure that their food gets through, that we send them supplies. So is Europe, so is a lot of other countries, not just us, but we are the primary facilitator. And we are also the ones who facilitated this entire thing from the get-go. You got people like Lindsey Graham here. You got, what's her name at the State Department, who did everything she could in that 2014 phone call where she said to F Europe. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And the fact that Europe doesn't blink an eye, and they're absolutely willing to go along with this, just proves their willingness to go to war. I want no part of it. I want no part of war. Make love, not war, baby. That's Lemon Sour's position. Peace through strength. Have an industrial base that can produce the weapons of war should you need them. Should you need them. But, yeah, this was one of the biggest political mistakes I've seen in my lifetime. So much so, even the guy who had almost more to do with starting this, and the late John McCain, even he is calling it a day. It's unreal. We'll see what happens. But this really does go to show the golden rule. He who makes the gold makes the rules. Because it's coming out now that Zelensky regrets what happened today, and that Ukrainian officials are desperate to get the deal back on track. And Trump is not interested. And frankly, neither am I at this point. Just walk away. Just walk away. You know what? Screw you. When your country holds some elections, and you have a president elected by the people, send him to the White House, and we'll talk then. Until then, no more gold. Why? Because we make the rules. See how long you last. But that's all I got. I really do appreciate you swinging in here. And if you liked what you saw, hit the like. Maybe even subscribe. Share it with a friend. And I will catch you next time.